My girlfriend sold my dog while I was visiting my dying mom. Her karma came in 48 hours. I was holding my mother's hand when the text came through. I gave away your dog. Beacon was ruining our apartment. Get over it. My chest tightened immediately. Beacon wasn't just a dog. He was my certified PTSD service dog, the only reason I could function after 3 tours in Afghanistan. Without him, the panic attacks came back within minutes. My hands started shaking. The hospital walls felt like they were closing in. A nurse asked if I was okay, but I couldn't form words. My throat had completely locked up. Mom squeezed my hand weakly, asking what was wrong, and I couldn't tell her that Kira had just destroyed the one thing keeping me stable enough to be here for her final days. I called Kira 6 times. Blocked. I texted asking where Beacon was. Blocked. My buddy Liam helped me track down her recent activity. She'd posted Beacon on 3 different selling apps with the description, well-behaved golden retriever, $800, must go today. Someone named the Calderon family had commented, we'll take him, with their phone number visible. When I called them, the wife answered cheerfully. She said they'd bought Beacon that morning for their kids, that Kira had shown them vaccination papers, and seemed like a responsible owner who just couldn't keep him anymore. I explained he was my medical equipment, my service dog, legally protected. She got defensive immediately. Well, Kira had all the paperwork. She said he was hers. If you really wanted him, you shouldn't have let your girlfriend sell him. Then she hung up on me. That night, I had the worst panic attack I'd experienced in 4 years. I was supposed to be coordinating with hospice about my mom's final wishes, but instead I was hyperventilating in a hospital bathroom, vision tunneling, convinced I was back in Kandahar. A doctor had to sedate me. I nearly missed my mother's last coherent conversation because I was too unstable without Beacon. She passed away the next morning while I sat there shaking, barely able to hold her hand properly. The last thing she ever said to me was, breathe, sweetheart, just breathe. Because even dying, she was trying to calm my panic attack. I made it through her funeral on enough anxiety medication to tranquilize a horse. Kira didn't show up. She'd moved out of our apartment completely, leaving just a note that said, this is why we didn't work. You're too broken. When I got back home, I called the Veterans Affairs office and my service dog coordinator, Vanessa. She went silent when I explained what happened, then said 6 words that changed everything. Selling a service dog is federal. Within 3 hours, I had documentation proving Beacon's certification, my medical records showing PTSD diagnosis, training records, and the federal registration that legally classified Beacon as medical equipment, not a pet. Vanessa contacted the FBI's local field office because service dog theft involving interstate commerce. I'd been in Nevada while Kira sold him in California, triggered federal jurisdiction. An agent named Fisher called me that evening. He'd already contacted the Calderon family, who were apparently horrified when they learned the truth. They genuinely believed Kira owned Beacon and had no idea they'd participated in what was technically theft of medical equipment. The next morning, Agent Fisher and 2 other agents showed up at the Calderon home with a warrant. The family didn't fight it. Mrs. Calderon was crying, apologizing repeatedly, saying they would never have bought him if they'd known. Their kids were devastated, but they understood Beacon wasn't theirs to keep. Fisher called me from their house, put his phone near Beacon, and I said, Beacon, here boy. I heard him bark. That specific bark he only did for me, and I broke down crying in my empty apartment. Fisher personally drove Beacon back to me that afternoon. When Beacon saw me, he went ballistic with joy, doing that whole body wiggle, pressing against my legs the way he was trained to do during my panic attacks. I hadn't realized how badly I needed that pressure until it was back. Kira was arrested the following day at her sister's house where she'd been hiding. Federal charges, theft of medical equipment, fraud, and animal cruelty. The Calderons testified against her, providing text messages where Kira had explicitly told them she was the owner and had the right to sell Beacon. Her public defender tried arguing she didn't know it was illegal, but the prosecution had screenshots of her Googling, can you sell someone's service dog, 3 days before she did it. She'd known exactly what she was doing. 18 months in federal prison, $12,000 in restitution, and a permanent ban from owning any animals.